Hello, 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 best bitch. How the fuck are you doing? I'm super excited to have you back here for another episode of Manifest That Shit, where we release our bullfuckery and we unleash our mind magic. For those of you who are new around here, my name is Tiana Campbell. I am a mindset, manifestation, and self-love coach, and I am here to help you show yourself what the fuck life looks like when you get absolutely everything you have ever wanted. Please make sure that you subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment, share, what the fuck ever fills your heart with joy. All of those things fill my heart with joy because I like to know that we are changing lives up in here. I feel like I talk really fast, so I'm trying to work on that. So if I seem like low energy or not into it, it's not either of those things. It's that I'm really putting the effort in to not being like blah, 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 and shooting all my words out of my mouth like a fucking cannon, because I do tend to do that. Anywho, if you're interested in coaching, you can check out the details for that in the description box below. You can also join our VI Bitch monthly group coaching program, whatever. We go in there, we have a hypnosis library, affirmation audios. There's a brand new kids collection of hypnosis audios for your fucking kids, which is actually interesting because it ties in with this video really well. Anyway, we go in there, we have weekly lives where we do card pulls and coaching. It's basically me all up in your face all the time with a community of other badass bitches who have goals and dreams and aspirations like yours. It is tight. We also have our free Manifest That Shit Facebook group. You should go join in there. We just like hang out, post shit, ask questions, whatever, get support. So you can check that out too. Today's video is a little bit different. It's not really so much to do with manifestation, although you can use manifestation techniques. I'd say this is a lot more on like the self-love side, because being nice to yourself and not being a twat waffle is really, really important when it comes to parenting. I was a little bit surprised. I had quite a few people who wanted a video about like losing your shit on your kids. Although I shouldn't really be that surprised, because I used to lose my shit on my kids all the time, and we attract who we are. So therefore, since that's who I was, it makes sense that that's who my people are. Basic law of attraction shit right there. Anywho, here's the deal with parenting. We put a lot of pressure on ourselves to be absolutely perfect and to get it right all the time. But we're also humans who are healing through shit. Like, oh my God, look at me. I'm going to start getting emotional thinking about parenting, whatever. So we're here to heal our shit. When you're healing your shit, it's messy. It's messy and it's kind of ugly, and it's not really something that you want people around to witness. But you have these tiny little humans who are witnessing it, and sometimes they kind of get in the way. And then you get frustrated, your anxiety takes over, and before you know it, you're yelling at them, you're losing your shit, and then you feel like a craptastic parent because you just lost your shit on your kids, and you're like, what do I do now? This is what you do. Okay, I'm not going to like for 100% sure say this is what you do. I never studied behavioral health or anything like that. I just know what I did and what worked for me. So I'm going to tell you what I did, not what you do. I'm going to tell you what I did, and if it resonates with you, then fucking take it and use it as well. I was just really honest with my kids. I was really honest with them that I had shit that needed healed from when I was growing up, from the way that I was raised, from things that happened to me along my journey of life and that I was absolutely not perfect. I let my children know that adults are humans and that humans are fucked up. That's really exactly the terminology that I used. I told my kids, even adults, are fucked up. They don't have all the answers. They're not these big statuesque figures who know everything and have life figured out. We're still figuring it out, but we're figuring it out with little people watching, and so we feel constant pressure, and sometimes that pressure erupts. So when I would lose my shit, I would take a minute to calm down. I would go find my kids. I would sit them down and I'd tell them I was sorry. Yeah, you can apologize to your kids. I would just tell them I was sorry that I lost my shit. I was sorry that I didn't handle my emotions better, that it's something that I'm working on. I'd ask them to help me keep it in check. Next time mom's yelling at you, give me that look that says, hey, you're supposed to be working on this. And most importantly, to not take anything I say personally, because they're words of an unhealed person. That is why I got into hypnosis and started everything that I do, so that I could hypnotize my kids and help them undo the damage that I had done, which is a big reason why the kids collection now exists, because as parents, we're not perfect. But do you know what matters? The fact that you care about your kids so damn much that you're willing to try things to help before they become adults that are working on their shit. I would show my kids that I have emotions, that I have flaws, and that it's okay to make mistakes. And then I would apologize that my mistake just happened to be something that affected them. I would let them know I make mistakes in all areas of my life, still trying to correct all of those, and that this mistake hurt their feelings, and I was sorry. I make myself a human to my kids. I make myself an imperfect human to my kids. My kids will never, ever, ever believe that I am some big mountain of a person who has all of the answers and has life figured out, because I don't. And I let them know that that is okay, that nobody has life figured out, and that if they ever meet anyone who does, there are flaws, and that it's important to forgive those flaws, but to still set healthy boundaries. And that's what I allow my kids to do. It might be a little too grown up for some people to want to do with their kids, and I completely understand that. But in my situation, it worked, and it became less and less frequent that I would lose my shit because my kids would give me that look, or because I'd know I didn't want to apologize to them, and because I was taking steps in other areas of my life to reduce stress, to reduce anxiety, and to reduce my unhappiness. The thing is, when you lose your shit on your kids, it's not because of your kid necessarily. It's all of your frustrations from the rest of your life, and your kid just kind of happens to be an easy target because they're not going to fire you from your job. They're not going to foreclose on your house. They're not going to sue you or send you to collections. Your kids aren't going to do anything to you that majorly fucks up your world. So it becomes easy to let that be a release. I learned instead, go to my room, scream in a pillow, like very simplistic things. But when I did mess up, I would talk to my kids. And most importantly, I stopped beating myself up for it and remembered I'm an imperfect human. I actually listened to what I was saying to my kids about progress over perfection, about always trying even when I have a setback in my mood, about still tomorrow I'm going to try harder to be better from right now. I listened and I understood that those were important human traits because I am a human. I'm a human who happens to be a mother. I'm a human who happens to be responsible for other living beings, but I am a human. And so I was kind to myself when it would happen. I'd apologize to myself as well. And I would believe it. I would listen to it, and I would show compassion for myself that I was hurting so much that I exploded. I would understand that the fear and the doubt and the scared and the anger and the frustration and the anxiety were a lot to handle. And yeah, I let it go in the wrong place, but I'm a human and those are normal emotions, and that I would get better at how I released them. And I just made it a goal to get better at releasing them. Instead of telling myself what a shitty mom I was, I started to tell myself what a great mom I was, because I was teaching my kids about how to authentically be themselves and how to move forward when they mess up. I was teaching my kids about owning their actions while also showing themselves compassion. I think those are markers of a really great parent. So instead of beating myself up for my parenting, I would tell myself I'm a good mom, I'm an evolving mom, I am getting better. And because that was my self-talk, because I started to reframe what I thought about myself, that is exactly what the fuck happened. It started to happen less and less. I started to enjoy my time with my kids more. That's another thing that's really helpful. If you find you lose your shit on your kids a lot, try spending more time with them doing enjoyable things. I started making it a nightly thing where we would spend time together. We would eat dinner and then we would watch a movie, or we would play board games, or we would do a puzzle, and we were spending time together every night. Yeah, a lot of my other shit kind of like suffered, but it wasn't anything that I couldn't manifest into a better situation. And my relationship with my kids improved because we were spending time together that wasn't just me losing my shit. It was time where they were allowed to be themselves, where they were able to talk to me, where we were able to discuss our day. So maybe you just need a little bit more time with your kid, doing things that are fun, not things that are forced and things that feel like a responsibility. But ultimately, the number one thing to remember as you go forward is that you are a human, and to show yourself kindness and compassion when you fuck up. Because that self-talk about what a shitty mom you are, that self-talk about how you're never getting better and you suck at this, it creates more situations for you to suck at it. But when you show yourself kindness and compassion and you start to realize I'm a good mom, I'm growing, I'm evolving, I'm getting better, I'm getting the hang of this, I'm showing my kids important life lessons, I am growing, then that is exactly what the fuck will happen. Your self-talk will shift you and move you into a different state. And it starts with the way that you view yourself. So give yourself some grace, give yourself some space, and allow yourself to be a fucking human, and know that even if your best doesn't measure up to perfection, it is still your best, and that fucking counts. I know this was a little bit longer than usual, but if you are still watching, I am intending for you that it's easier to treat yourself with grace and kindness, that it is easier to show yourself that unconditional, accepting love, because that is exactly what the fuck you deserve. If you have not already, remember to subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment below. Hell, share this with some of your friends who feel like they're struggling with parenting as well. Let's change some fucking lives. I'm already excited to see you in the next video. Peace the fuck out, bitch.